just similar to Jane, I like to watch and learn. I did have the training that I had as a child that was very, very valuable, and then my college education. And then from there, it really is like on the job training. You just sort of, all the way up to running a theater. I never ran a theater before. At our board retreat yesterday, we were talking about sort of our success stories with students and with adults in our community, and the things that we've seen people learn, and the ways theater has changed other people's lives. And I'm like, wait a minute, you guys. I'm like one of your stories. Like, I came to the Valley not knowing that I was going to have any of this experience, and then got involved as a board member, then a cast member first. That was when I did Steel Magnolias, and then a board member, and then choreographing, and then it just kind of, just learning each of those things. Some of them I've had more experience with than others, and just building on the people that were here before me, and the people that I've worked with here, have taught me tons and tons. And so it's just watching other people do what they do. And working with Jane is a huge learning experience, and keeps me on my toes, keeps me learning more and doing more. And so it's just watching and learning and trying to absorb as much as I can and get to other live theater as much as I can. Can't wait for that. This little book, Dapper Animals, coloring book, we used this with our Ricky Tikki Tavi cast. No, not Ricky Tikki Tavi. Fantastic Mr. Fox is what was closing right when it was what was opening right when we started the pandemic. So they were a week from opening their show, and they got closed down. And so we sent these pictures out just for fun for them. But it's something you could really use in a lot of ways in your classroom, because all the little animals in this coloring book are wearing costumes. And so you could talk about the animals. They can color them themselves, and they could create their costumes in the pictures however they want to. You could talk about the animals that would be together on stage in their ecosystem or in their habitat, and some of them fit together well, others of them not so much. So you could talk about where you would see these animals, where in geography they fit or live, and then they have a fun time coloring them. And I would even bring out sparkles and let them glue things to the page. And so you could even go so far as build a little set, like out of a shoebox or something, make a little set for where these animals would live, what's on stage if you're these animals in a play. So you could just really develop some of the design aspects of a show by using this coloring book. And then we have this other Reader's Theater script book, the How and Why Stories of Reader's Theater. And this can be used in so many different classrooms, because it's all the stories why Robin has a red breast. And it's just a couple pages of, this one's only a page and a half of reading, and you can assign parts, and the kids can read the parts. And it talks about these little folklore stories, why donkeys have long ears. So there are some Native American stories interpreted in here, and some little science stories, why the frog cries at night, how the Milky Way came to be. So you can travel to a number of different places with this book and answer some fun questions and have some fun creative time doing it. And then they could also do something like the coloring book, where they create what their little character looks like in the thing they read, and maybe create a costume for that character and have some fun with that. What does the animal wear, and what does it look like, and what are its natural colors, and things like that. So this is a really, really fun book to use, and it suits a lot of different ages. And I think it has the ages in here. It'll tell you the reading level that's necessary for them to participate in this one. And then we always enjoy tongue twisters. This is the ultimate list of tongue twisters. And it's fun to have little tongue twister contests with kids. It helps their reading skills. It helps their enunciation skills. And there's just lists of all of them. Some of you have probably heard these before, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather. They go on and say them, and you can have fun little contests with using those.